Killswitch Engage is the journey of metalcore. The biggest fucking choruses you've ever heard in your entire fucking life.
Because SHug said that, they're going to come on the next podcast probably. Because they're going to be like, I don't know this kid, but that's the best compliment we've ever got. And we're coming. I got enough mics, buddy.
Oh, my God.
The SHug, Shane Hollister. Logan, Ineichen. Lyndon, Ehlers. Wrastlin with music and life for life.
All right.
Well, Wrestling with Music and Life, episode 17.
She's only 17.
I don't know. I thought you were about to go.
I was like, if Lyndon was here, he probably.
And she burning the light at the feet of light.
Like, I think Lyndon would have done it too because he likes wingers. So
we miss you, Lance. Again, Lyndon is not here this weekend. Doing some things.
it's all right. It's, hey, he's fucking busy, and being busy is a fucking good thing.
Well, let me put him over real quick and put us over because I never do this at the beginning. Like and subscribe and comment.
Yes.
We like comments. Tell us we suck.
Yeah,
we like that
whatever.
too.
Take a giant shit on us. We'll love it.
Take a shit on her. So Lyndon just announced, I should say, Pit Lord, which is Dan Freitag and Lyndon Ehlers, announced that in August their full length will be released. I'll put up the thing.
Yeah.
But basically it has the date. It's August something. But it's called Gallery of Skewered Swine.
Fucking awesome.
Dude, the picture's brutal as shit. It's just like
so awesome.
It looks like an old school market or something place, and there's just like fucking blood everywhere, and just people like chopped up fucking pigs everywhere.
It's fantastic. It's fucking awesome. So metal.
It definitely looks like Pit Lord.
You know what's all right? Yeah. So I saw them live for the first time, and honestly, I think I've.
When was that?
What was that like?
Was that the raccoon?
Yeah, no. Wake Brewery.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
dude.
July.
And what's 2nd. Fucked is I got smashed. Smashed. And they played, and
you never drank.
But here's the thing: is they played, and right after they were done, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I'm like, oh yeah, the sun's still out. I am fucked. I need to go home.
Right.
So I drove home, and there was a woman that I know. She was like, "Were you just at Wake?" And I was like. In my dumbass head, I was like, dude, why? What? Just, you could have just stayed there and then you could have met this person in person finally. Oh, no, I fucked it all up, Hey, okay, classic SHug, drink too much. Get the fuck out of there.
Last episode we did, that's what it ended up being. It's funny because I rewatched the episode and you're like, yeah, after this, I'm going to go do this, and this. None of that.
No, none of it.
We did a plowing. That was one of those, I think 6 p.m. after was just
we were gone.
Black.
We were gone, dude. Like,
it was a good time, though.
I totally forgot that you had ripped my brand new fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre fucking tank top.
What is he sporting today?
Halloween, baby.
Of course.
Fuck, you know it.
I like what they did with Stranger Things. I won't spoil it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know,
dude, I want
to talk about later. And
oh my God,
Patreon.
Yeah,
most of the people, I believe, the 4 people are on Patreon. We love.
Right.
Keep the army coming.
Fuck man. Yeah, dude.
I mean, pun intended, but yeah, we love that people are still watching this thing and listening to this thing. And I know, like me, I have a job where like on a break. I can listen to something on Spotify. Yeah. I'd love to listen to this because we talk about a lot of local people and we put them over, Speaking of, you did have a show.
Yes, I did. Last night at Walcott, we actually ended up, we had to run against Sammy Callahan's company that was running in Clive, Iowa, which is like 2.5 hours away. But John Moxley was booked on the fucking show.
Oh, shit.
So, people are like, you know what? It's 2.5 hours. Probably going to fucking drive.
Right. Formerly Dean Ambrose for people that don't really watch wrestling.
Anyways, but yeah, he was booked on the show and we were like, fuck, dude, that could take so much away.
Right.
And it really didn't. We actually still had a pretty good fucking turnout. Not as good as most, but like it's here's the thing. This is the downtime for pro wrestling season or independence. You're running in buildings and it's nice outside. People are gonna want to be outside.
Right.
So like when we do our outdoor shows, fuck yeah, dude. Like there's a lot of people there for those ones. But like it being inside, and for some reason last night, I don't know what was going on. That Walcott Coliseum was as hot as the devil's asshole. Like it was, I was sweating before I even went to the ring.
Oh, like physically hot.
Yes.
I thought you meant like the crowd was just hot.
Oh, they were too. But like I physically was like, all right, I'm moving around a little bit more than I normally do, just warm up. But like I warmed up into the hottest fucking building we've wrestled in a long time. So for some reason, they were trying to drop it to 60 and it still read fucking like, I think somebody said it was like 73 degrees in there with all the people.
Oh my God.
So you're like, dude, it was fucking, I was sweating. And then after I got done wrestling, I went in the back, took all my stuff off, and I continued to sweat for like 10 minutes. And I'm just sitting there doing nothing, just pouring fucking sweat. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on right now?
Getting your workout.
Yeah.
Now.
But anyways, the fucking show was awesome. Wrestled the devil dog, Dustin Mosley.
Oh, yeah.
He's a bad motherfucker, by the way. Amanda actually recorded the whole match, put it on Facebook, and I watched it this morning and was like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Shit was good, boy. Okay. When you're fucking good, you're fucking good, man.
And Dustin, have some ego, man.
Yeah, and Dustin's getting
waffles.
Dustin's getting even better. And by the way, that dude is strong as a fucking ox, man. He really is, man. He's just a bad dude. Awesome guy outside of the ring too. So I'm just fucking waiting for him to like blow up, man. Like he had his very first match against me. I don't know if it was at that same festival. I still can't fucking know. I was like that one.
Oh, Mercado.
The only
reason why I remember that was because Shug said, man, I can't remember that. You got to remember Shug's like Mexican American.
Yeah, and I still can't fucking do it.
And Mercado is like the easiest word ever. And
I was afraid I was going to fuck it up.
It was like
I don't know if you have to roll an R or whatever the fuck you got to do.
I'm sure I'm sure. Yeah.
But anyways, last year, I had Dustin's very first pro wrestling match.
Nice.
And the greatest compliment a person can receive is we're on our way back. And Merrick Brave's his head trainer. Okay. We're on our way back, and like Merrick Brave is standing there, and he goes, "You could have never told me that was kid's first fucking match."
Wow.
He fucking, dude, he did really fucking good. And there was a lot of people there. So like he was under pressure, man. So again,
is he diehard wrestling fan, just like you need to be as a pro wrestler?
Oh, fuck yeah.
So that might come into.
But also, he's just he's I mean, him and Dave Stage would probably hit it off pretty fucking well. They're both Marines.
Nice.
So I mean, there's something in a Marine that just like the gym is a part of life. I think for most, yeah,
that's what happens.
So. Dustin is he's in the gym, dude. You can tell from 1 year to next, motherfucker got bigger, more jacked, starting to grow his hair out. Like, dude is in fucking shape, man. And he's strong as fuck. We had to shotgun the opening because he has an ongoing storyline with Conan Lycan. So he beat the shit out of Conan Lycan at the end of his match.
Yeah.
And hit him with his finish, which is the jackhammer, which is like, to me, it's like, you know what? It's the most simplistic move, but it was one of the most over fucking moves ever. Just like the Stone Cold Stunner. Like when people kick out of that, it's like, why? What the fuck are you doing? Like,
true.
So he hit him with two of them, had him up for the third one. My music started playing, and he dropped him, and he's just looking at the fucking entrance. So I come out and don't do my normal entrance. Usually I like get up on the ropes and fucking with my mask, it opens and shit. So I come out, take my mask off, put it on the fucking announcer's table, and I run to the ring and we shotgun open, dude. Just like duck, bang, bang, and we just go into town right away. So what happened was like, all right, so we lead to the spot where I did the dive, but man, I was coming like a fucking missile and I almost flew over him with the suicide dive. I fucking literally hit him, and I'm like, there's a really good fucking picture of it. And I'm turning, I'm like, oh, I'm about to land on this fucking chair. And I did. I still hit the fucking chair, like front row. So it was better than hitting a person. But yeah, dude. And then just the match felt good. It just felt like, I just like, what was it? Mason Beck said it last night. He was like, Shug's feeling it all over again. He's feeling it. I'm like, I am, dude. I am fucking all for it right now. I'm fucking loving it.
Hell yeah.
Dude, and the match was great. So it's like, it's a tournament because of Dion, blew his other knee out after coming back.
No.
Yeah. So he had to relinquish the belt. So we're doing a tournament. And that was the first round. Me and Dustin was first round. And then JT Energy and Conan Lycan was first round. And Dustin cost Conan his match.
Oh, okay.
So that's their story. My story really, me and Dustin don't have built up heat, but I'm like, I guess the Shug doesn't like bullies, which in real life I fucking don't. I hate them.
Right.
So, I come to the ring and here we anyways told the story, but yes, it was fucking awesome. It just felt fucking good, man, and like
crowd response.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like even as a babyface, you can feel when it's time to like give them a little, and there's times to like make them work for you to give them a little. And I did that, and I felt it last night. And it's one of those things that's just, it's fucking, when you can control a crowd in the palm of your fucking hand. There's nothing like it, man. Honestly,
that's literally your job.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get them over, get over with them, and to see it or to hear it. Yeah, I can only it gives me goosebumps thinking about that. And I just wrestled in a front side yard.
But yeah, dude, you there's just those adrenaline moments that just fucking last and last and last. It's funny because I after the show was over, I hung out with my cousin Jeremy for a little bit. Because he came to the show. He's good, man. He's doing good. Yeah. And he lives in Walcott.
Okay.
And so he was like, dude, I could literally walk home. I was like, what the fuck? You guys come to my fucking shows. What the fuck's going on?
Right.
So apparently he brought his 2 daughters, and 5 minutes in the show, they're like, it's too loud.
And sometimes it's just not for someone.
No,
They'll just be like, I don't know what's happening, and I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I could kind of understand that because you have sometimes you just have anxiety for performers, especially if I go to a comedy show, which is rare, but I've been to those local ones, and you know that this person's maybe done it twice, and you just watch it and you just have anxiety for them. You're like,
what I call it sometimes when a joke or something doesn't hit, I call it secondhand embarrassment, or you know what I mean?
I like that actually.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, dude, damn. Oh man, that joke did not fucking hit. It's cringy. You're like, oh dude, fuck.
Well, we could just, in basic life, when we were on the recess, the playground, and as a kid, and somebody was like, oh, you're a piece of shit, and tried to make a joke, and it just didn't land.
No.
And everybody feels it, and they're just like, we don't like you.
Or
it's weird.
Yeah, it's like, well, fuck that guy. His joke wasn't funny. I'm not going to talk to that weirdo anymore.
Right. And both. I don't know if you were, but I was for sure a clown, obviously, cyclone. But
definitely.
I was a clown in school. Colby was a clown in school. So we were just taking risks every 5 minutes that we said something in class.
Oh, yeah.
Just could have just ate shit. I don't think I ever really did, I'll be honest with you. Maybe in speech class one time, but I did an exorcism on a podium because I wanted to talk about Exorcist the movie. And I said... I don't remember her name. That's what, whatever. The teacher, I said, teacher, I believe your podium needs an exorcism. It's possessed by the devil. And I just started doing this whole bit. And I could have just like ate shit instantly, and I just committed to it. And I think that's what it is with jokes. But to get back to, pro wrestling, especially if I see pro wrestlers deer in the headlights, like, it happens a lot.
Oh, dude.
No
my God.
Independence, but it happens still with
it happens on
pros.
Well,
you go, oh no.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Yeah. WWE, even though AEW is more for like the wrestling fans, but to be honest, the most professionals are in WWE. That's why there isn't a lot of the deer in the headlights, because there
still is.
Well, there is, but not nearly as fucking much if you watch AEW.
But here's what's really cool. So a while back, something was created, and it was called Botchamania. Now, haven't really talked about this on the podcast, but I want to say Botchamania, here's what's really cool about this. Now, if something happens, when we say deer in the headlights, we actually just mean botch. Yeah. Something got botched. Well, now that would be
you look like you're like, oh fuck, what do I do? Oh, the spot's blown.
No, the biggest one is when like you see them talk. Like,
the
whole segment on Botchamania.
Oh, it's called They Talk Too Much.
Never shuts up. But the thing about Botchamania is the people creating it and the people watching it still have a real respect for
pro wrestling. Obviously do.
So you have to laugh at yourself, and you have to go, yeah, I fucked up. It was pretty clear as day. And that's okay. It's not a bad thing anymore. It used to be a bad thing.
Right.
What did Booker T say about Hulk Hogan sometimes? We can't say it on here.
We were fucking around last night. That's funny that you bring that up, because somebody was standing there. It was, Chris Angle was like, Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, Hulk Hogan. And like Mason Beck, Big Mike, was like, that's not what he said.
Right.
You can say it. And he's like, he's like, I'm not going to say that. I was like, nope, don't say that. No matter what, don't say it.
Some of the best things that ever happened in pro wrestling when I was watching was botches.
Yeah.
And, one that comes to mind was, and you're going to know, but I don't remember what they called the dude, but he busts out of the wall and he just looks so bad.
God.
That's like the number one botch.
Shit, what the fuck? Dude, now it's blowing my fucking mind.
No, he has he
had a stormtrooper
helmet.
What the fuck was his name? He was supposed to be this fucking thing, but like first off, his whole get up was dog shit in the first place.
Well, what's really cool is that's funny by itself. He busts through the wall, he falls.
His mask falls off.
His mask falls
rolls.
Off. He rolls. And then the voice is just like, I'm gonna come good. It is like clearly fake as shit. But
you know who that was, right? Do you remember the natural disasters like earthquake and tundra?
Okay.
Not tundra. It was
familiar.
Typhoon. Typhoon was that guy. That was Typhoon.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Dude. But my favorite part is Ric Flair's reaction, because he's like, once he sees it go down, he's just like, I'm out, and he just out. Like in the middle of promo, he's fucking going, and he's doing great, of course. Like,
because he's fucking Ric Flair,
saying it whatever.
Because he's Ric Flair,
and then he's just like, "Yep, I'm out." And then I don't remember. Sid Vicious still stands there and is talking shit, and it's like, dude, it was over after that, bro. Dude, that guy screwed everything.
I can't even, dude. It fucking sucks because I should know this because it's like one of the
something. I just don't remember.
The ongoing like, wow,
yeah. Like I'm again, that's not the. That's just like the number one botch that's like on every countdown for botches. But what's really cool though is that people that see, again, people are at different levels. I guess of course, a guy just started, like you said, Mosley's only just started.
He's basically about a year in now,
and that means green. Again. People pick things up differently.
They do.
With instruments, we can get into music. Dude, I didn't really get to talk about this with Derek, but, a little bit. Like me, I needed somebody to teach me, right?
Right.
And I didn't get lessons. And that meant that I basically just gave up for the longest time, even though I had a guitar. Now, Derek, he got lessons. And what ended up happening was after 6 months, which is like a short time period, by the way. But after 6 months, he was already playing like Jimi Hendrix, like really well, like Little Wing.
Which is insane.
You know, just a lot of stuff that his dad wanted him to play. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Blue on Black.
By the way, that song's fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah, it is.
I fucking love that song.
But he was getting to the point where he was like, I don't really need lessons anymore. I'm just going to practice 8 hours. Yeah. And he became obsessed with guitar. And I think that I would have as well. And I did inevitably become obsessed with guitar in that I play, even though I'm not necessarily playing anything or trying to learn anything, which I should. But people pick things up differently. And one thing that is true is if you have some sort of sports background with athletics, obviously amateur wrestling, even though it's kind of funny to say amateur wrestling,
right,
it is probably the best base. Kurt Angle being a prime example of somebody who came in, was green as shit, and within like a year, people were like, he's better than me.
Oh, dude, seriously.
Which
like,
was cool. Like, around that time, a lot of people were putting him over as being better than them. And,
yeah, dude. Like, it felt like within 2 years, Kurt Angle was as good as fucking Shawn Michaels, which is fucking insane to say, or Bret Hart. Right. Bret Hart also was a folk-style amateur wrestler. Like, you know, he had that thing because it was like in his blood. His dad was one before pro wrestling as well. So it was in his blood. So it's one of those things that
his dad's name was Stu Hart. For
Stu
people
Hart,
that don't really know the history.
The Hart Dungeon. There's a lot of, just look it up. Follow the lineage. It's fucking deep.
Owen Hart, British Bulldog,
Brian Pillman.
Family, Brian Pillman. A lot of guys that basically had what was called strong style before they probably went to Japan. Stu did, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm saying, like,
even Benoit. Benoit, I know people just think of the shitty stuff that he's done. Yeah, like, sometimes you can be a fucking monster, but the work that you created was still fucking amazing, you know.
And for his story, check out Dark Side of Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Because I don't know if it's on YouTube still, but I'm sure it is. It was just well put. You know, of course, this guy did the most monstrous thing you can do. Although there's, conspiratorial people out there saying that it's very possible. But I'm just going to be honest. He did a lot of fucking crazy shit and he had CTE and his brain
bro.
was looked at after he was dead, and it was like, this guy's brain is like the brain of a 13-year-old or some shit.
No, they said it was like a brain of a 60-year-old man with dementia.
Oh, yeah. So I went the opposite.
Yeah. With dementia,
right.
But the testosterone 10 times of a normal man, which is like, dude, combine those. It's like, it's disastrous, So
I mean, obviously you can just take a picture or look at a picture of Chris Benoit and know that, but when you're actually standing next to him, because I got to, I guess, stare at him at Gold's Gym.
Yeah, you did. We used to do that shit all the time.
Oh, my God. So staring at this guy who is like legit a foot shorter than me. And at the time,
Benoit's probably like maybe 2 inches taller than me at most, or even my height.
I'd say 5'10" or 5'9".
That's literally like a fucking inch taller than me.
Yeah. And again, but he's so large as a human that you're like, it's not natural. Because you look at somebody's wrists, and you look at somebody's cheekbones, you shouldn't have muscles like he had. Like,
it's true.
There's muscles on top of muscles. And so, and again, more power to him, because I honestly do not think that steroid use in pro wrestling is a bad thing. I've been vocal about that. I think that you can do steroids, obviously now with physicians that will literally supply you.
Right.
Obviously, Joe Rogan, who is one of the most famous human beings that's ever existed, is on TRT. Right. I think people open their minds to it a little bit more. Now, is this doctor probably 10 times better than every average doctor that there is? Probably.
I'm assuming yes. I'm assuming yes.
So, again, back to it. I think what I was saying was, channeling the botchamania talk.
Oh, yeah.
I was just saying that you're going to have botches, especially your first few years. And if you're that damn good, maybe one's just around the corner, because I call it the karma botch. Because maybe you're just too damn good and you're eating your own hot sauce, bro. And you're like, I'm the best. And then you have the worst botch where you crash into a wall and your helmet falls off.
Colby did that shit maybe like... Oh man, what the fuck was it? He was working for one of the biggest indies in the fucking United States, IWA at the time. I think he did a suicide dive and knocked himself out on the fucking ground and separated his fucking shoulder at the same time.
Oh my God.
So
it sounds familiar.
Yeah, like, dude, he was fucked up. Nick was like, dude, like, Colby doesn't drink. And it was like I was talking to a fucking drunk person. And I was like, yeah, man, he had a concussion for sure.
How did because he broke his jaw.
He broke his jaw. Oh my God, that fucking story's hilarious, actually. It's bad because he got fucking hurt, but it's hilarious, the outcome in the end.
Yeah.
So man, somebody can find this on DVD because it does exist. Wayne Weems was actually an MMA, and he also was a folk style wrestler.
Right.
But he never picked up on the pro wrestling thing very well. So he's throwing forearms, and Colby's going lighter. What Wayne hears is higher, and he just smokes him in the jaw with the forearm, and the sound is so fucking loud because it broke his fucking jaw in 2 spots. Broke it here. Colby gets in the back, and he's like, hospital. Merrick Brave is like, somebody get him a popsicle. And that is not even a joke.
That's awesome.
Like, that's a real story. Yeah. No, but then, like, once he took his hands away from his face because we were growing facial hair, you could see, you know how, like, you line this up with your jawline? His jaw was dropped past his hairline.
Oh, man.
And you're like, oh, fuck, dude, that's broke.
Yeah.
That's broke for sure. But yeah, dude, Colby had some real rough injuries there at the beginning, man.
Which, again, that was kind of what I was getting at was sometimes, it's not, again, he didn't do anything wrong in life. So when I say karma, I'm obviously just being satirical, but like your botch karma, it could be an injury. Because here's the thing, we did so many things in the side yard that were insane, okay? Like, dude, he's jumping, and I say I didn't do like crazy flips or anything, but I took the bumps for the flip or whatever it was, but he would, like, we'd sit in the backyard and we just think of something new. And again, was it like new at the time? I would say so, but a double backflip off a trampoline through a table or a double front flip, right? And these things are 10 feet in the air legitimately.
Yeah.
Like, so, and you're landing on the grass or the ground, sorry. And,
or on the person.
There's no pad.
You're landing on that person who's laying on that makeshift table.
Mm-hmm. Which was literally particle board with 2 sawhorses. So we didn't have tables like you see. But, and again, there is actually a little YouTube clip somewhere out there with a little clip of him botching the double backflip.
Which fucking terrified me watching it.
I mean, my point is, Colby did all the things that should have broken a limb and never once, again, I'm sure he's back, feeling it this day. But never once did he break something. I'm walking down a fucking hill and I step into a fucking hole and I just snap my leg in 2. You obviously did yours pro wrestling, but you snapped your leg as well. It's just like these, especially leg breaks. Arm break is not as bad, but leg break is bad.
I'll tell you right now, I'd rather lose even my writing arm than not be able to fucking walk.
Right.
Not it's being fucking terrible.
Worse. Whoa. Huh?
Dan.
With some wrestling, huh?
Well, we're in the middle of this. Nice to meet you. Obviously. Cheers, yeah.
He wants to know your top 4.
Top 4 favorite pro wrestlers of all time?
Because we got our headphones on, so it's hard to hear.
Top 4 of all time. Yeah. Oh, okay. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Macho Man, Ric Flair.
Let me try to get a Campbell egg.
You probably wouldn't know this one. He's mostly an independent wrestler, Alex Shelley. You probably wouldn't know that last one, but yeah. Well, that's 5. I gave you 5.
Okay, you got 5.
Mick Foley, Mankind.
Damn, he should have been mine
number
too.
1 for me.
Shit.
There's a
Cactus Jack. Bang, bang.
So I just put all the characters in one.
Yeah, Mick Foley.
But
Just
I'd
as a
say
pro wrestler.
1 and 2 are like so close. Sting for sure. And then I would say Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. I'm probably missing one, and it's going to suck. Because I'm going to look back and be like, no, that's not what I meant.
Right.
Oh, that's not even on.
It's not on. Hold on 1 second. Pause.
good.
Pause.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead.
My initial greatest, the GOAT, was Magnum TA.
Oh shit, Magnum TA.
Damn.
You are a wrestling fan for sure.
45. But my first wrestling match I ever watched was Magnum TA versus Chief Wahoo McDaniels.
Whoa.
Threw him into the ropes in the cage match, and then Magnum ducked under and came back with a belly-to-belly suplex.
This is all right. That's fucking awesome right there. That's fucking cool.
Between Magnum is the GOAT, but then the Rock and Roll Express and the Road Warriors.
By the way,
the other 5.
Rock and Roll Express, they're still fucking going, man.
Yeah.
Dude, they're still going.
They're like 60 years old and they're still rolling.
And they're doing fucking Canadian Destroyers, which is a flipping fucking pile driver. And they're like 60 years old. Like, what the fuck is going on?
They're living the dream, man.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'll be 36 on Christmas Day.
Okay, so I'm 44, dude. Rock and Roll Express, when I was a kid, when they came out, dude, like my parents knew when the Rock and Roll Express came out.
Right.
Because you were like, oh! They had the little tag-alongs on their biceps and their shorts.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
When you saw the Rock and Roll Express, you were like, my life has just changed.
We always, all right, so in the wrestling business, we always put over how, like, the best comebacks of, like, pro wrestling, like, Ricky Morton had the best fucking comeback of most any pro wrestler ever because he had the most fire. Like, you believed everything he was doing when he was rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Ha-ha.
Right.
But yeah,
Pun intended.
dude, and Ricky Morton's out there. I just watched a video this week of him doing a death match and hitting people with fucking light tubes. I'm like, bro, you're 60 years old. What the fuck are you doing?
65 years old.
Yeah, the fuck.
Ric Flair's going to have his last match at what? What is Ric Flair, 78?
Dude, you know what? Have you seen how?
His last match.
Did you see the shape
Yeah.
he's in right now? Did you see the shape he's in right now?
No.
Out of this fucking world, bro. For his age, like it's fucking crazy.
But
TRT.
hey,
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
hey, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the best tag team ever
Okay.
was the Road Warriors.
Yeah, I'd probably say that. Yeah.
The Road Warriors. Dude,
Well, they were the most over fucking tag team ever.
Oh,
ever.
Yeah.
When
They're scary as fuck
died,
too.
Like last year, dude, I was like, dude, my heart broke.
Yeah.
Broke.
Yeah, with Animal. Yeah. Yeah.
When Animal died, I'm like, this guy was just tweeting 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And now he just died.
Fucking sucks,
said,
man.
my brother asked me, he said, what was your favorite tag team? And I had to say the Rock and Sock Connection for sure. Because even though that's Attitude Era and there was so
not even
many
the real-
actual tag teams.
There's so many
I
real
said
good
the
tag
Rock and
teams,
Sock-
man.
Dude, I fucking died laughing every time they came out. They were so charismatic together.
Well, together, they fucking,
And,
it was
Mick
gold.
Foley is just a fucking asshole dummy, and that's what he is in his
Well, and The
character,
Rock is a
Mankind.
sarcastic
Or-
prick.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Dude, but I'll tell you what, you ask all those guys, you ask every tag team group ever, and you go, who's the best tag team ever?
Right.
And Ren, they will all say,
Road Warriors.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No doubt.
Fucking Road Warriors, baby. Legion of Doom.
Legion of Doom is badass.
So fucking cool.
Fuck
Nobody looked like those guys, and WCW tried to, or no, it's actually NWA. When Sting broke in,
Yeah.
Sting and the Ultimate Warrior broke in together, and they called them the Blade Runners and tried to base.
Well, do you remember Sting when he had the damn little flat top haircut?
Oh hell yeah! Even the rat tail.
I do.
I remembered all of that.
Rat top. It was like 1985.
Yeah.
1985. Sting was doing that.
Starcade and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then my mom tried to give me a rat tail, and I just started bawling. I was like, I'm going to get beat up as soon as I get to fucking school. Like, that was when bullying was actually fun. Because you could get your ass kicked too.
Okay.
Hey, all those other kids, though, they didn't know you knew how to do the cripple crossface.
Oh, wait. Fuck, we were just talking about that guy.
We were literally just talking about that guy. Yeah. It really
Holy
sucks
shit.
that ended the way it did. But Benoit, obviously, again, has a body of work that you can't deny.
You can't.
And as much as people want to, just remember him for his darkest moment, if you did that with every person on the world, then it'd just be nothing but darkness.
Yeah, there would be no joy
There's
whatsoever.
Hey, let me tell you about my darkest moment.
Uh-oh.
Fuck.
You guys are gonna love this.
Oh no.
So I was a young E4 in the Coast Guard back in the day, and we used to get all the pay-per-view WWEs. Well, I still call them WWF.
Yeah. That's what it was then.
45. But we ended up.
That's a baby crying.
Blue Blazer.
The Blue Blazer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
that fucked me up as a kid too, man.
Coming down, like, the next match, the Blue Blazer. I'm like, fuck this motherfucker. I hope he rocks.
Right,
And then
right.
all of a sudden, the picture went black.
Yeah.
And they go,
We were just talking about the Hart family too.
We had something happen. And I'm like, oh, God. And here, I caused the Blue Blazer to die.
Oh God, because you were thinking what you thought. Holy shit.
No, he wouldn't think that though.
On him.
No.
He would be excited about that because
I was doing his job.
Because he did his job because he made you hate him.
He did his job, but he fell from the rafters, and I was like, fuck the Blue Blazer. I'm like, that character sucks.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to hell.
I woke up. I watched the pay-per-view as well myself with my grandfather, and like when they announced it live that Jim Ross was like, "Hey, we have this to tell you that Owen Hart has died." I'm like, this. Are they? I legit thought it was a story and was like, what the fuck? But yeah, man. Hey, we might have to. Yeah. But yeah, we'll catch up with you.
Hell
That's actually we might run with that because we were talking about it for a little bit. But yeah,
talking about Owen Hart before you started, but it's good to meet you. This is obviously click it or ticket. The baby's crying, so
I gotta go. Yeah,
you gotta run back upstairs, man.
Hey, the original Four Horsemen.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, we'll talk about. Hey, you gotta run back upstairs real quick.
I'll be back.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
Anyways,
I gotta go get Leo.
Botchamania.
Yes, Botchamania. So a lot can happen in wrestling with music.
Obviously, you gotta roll with the fucking punches when they're thrown at you. You know what I'm saying?
And we can cut that whole thing because a baby's crying. Anyway, no, it's really cool that people, especially people that you've never met, that was literally someone we've never met,
right,
are so touched by pro wrestling because people have to realize, especially because it's the last true on the spot art form that is happening, in my opinion, of course. Live, really live. And it's not necessarily because, this is like the insider and you kind of talk about it a little bit, but like a lot of people don't know this. You are calling it while it's happening. So it's very similar to
improv. I swear improv, even the comedy, I swear it started with pro wrestling because you have to read a crowd.
Well, and when you look into the history of pro wrestling and like it starts in way before
fucking forever ago.
I would say what is actually in the history books and has at least in early video form would be like the 1920s, but a lot of the pro wrestling matches were actually shoot, meaning it was real. They beat the shit out of each other and had real fights, and what ended up happening was these badasses were like, hey guys, like we got to figure out a way to where we can do this for like an hour or two and make really good money. And then slowly but surely they started to, not lay every punch in, and then they were like, you know what? Actually, these people think we're really punching each other. I imagine the first click of a businessman, and again, I'm trying to think of somebody.
And again, they were traveling with the circus, man. Like
Yeah,
that's how long this goes back. So like, they would do these fake plants. Like as I talked about before, they would put a guy in the crowd. Obviously, he was another pro wrestler, but the fucking crowd in that place had no fucking idea. There was no internet. There's no video cameras. There's pictures and shit. But there might have been cameras, but nobody knew that guy was a fucking plant. Meaning a plant, he was a pro wrestler that we made him look like he wasn't a pro wrestler sitting in the crowd and let him get in the ring.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman did the same stuff with females.
Right. And that was, man, Andy Kaufman.
What a
so
fucking
good. That was
number. What a
shit.
fucking amazing heel, bro.
And I'll see. Boop, 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 boop. When he's making fun of Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh my God,
Jerry
bro.
the King Lawler's like jacked at that time,
Dude,
and ready to fuck him
yeah.
up. And he did on national television.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And then
slapped the
Andy
piss out of him.
Kaufman. So here's my thing: is the whole fucking Will Smith, Chris Rock slap. Some people think it's a work.
Right.
I think it's a fucking work. It's the same thing that happened with Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler.
Well, if you look at, and again, I don't.
And then Andy Kaufman cussed on TV. I'm gonna fucking sue you.
Right. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And not happen.
No.
But I think, again, like, just looking back at, superstar Billy Graham. And then even before that was, oh my God, he was blonde. This would be like 60s or 50s, which would be the Nature Boy, the first Nature Boy. Who was that? God damn it.
The original. Fuck.
Buddy Rogers, right?
I think. Whoa. No, I
Isn't
don't
it
know
Buddy
if
Rogers?
Buddy Rogers was their first.
What's the Nature Boy?
But I know Buddy Rogers was a blonde wrestler.
Yeah, and then there was one that was very flamboyant, though. And maybe
Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George.
Yeah. And he was like, very like.
Oh my God, dude! People hated him.
Oh yeah, bro.
Again, I think he said his name was Dan. Did you get that guy's name that we literally randomly talked?
I'm pretty sure his name was Dan.
Okay, he just picked up on something that he hated somebody so much that he was wishing that they died. And unfortunately, Owen Hart died in an accident. He was a Blue Blazer at the time, but that's okay to him. Owen Hart would say, "Good,
yeah, I did my job."
And one of the biggest things that is missing to me, in casual fan, is that I don't hate anybody at all.
Well,
and I literally mean hate.
Right.
And I remember I hated some wrestlers.
Right.
And I even had a little bit of smart to it where I was like, oh, this is he's working me. But then I'm like, I hate you.
Here's another thing, though. With pro wrestling, usually if you want to hate a guy, he does nothing exciting for you.
Right.
But with pro wrestling right now, and I've talked about this before, to be a straight up and down, you're going to fucking hate me because I'm not going to do anything that you're going to like.
Right.
You will never get booked anywhere.
Yeah, no.
Which is a fucking lost art. It is a fucking lost art. And you know what? I swear, if wrestling fucking changes and takes that turn, I could be that guy. And it's hilarious because Crotch was like, I'm like, hey man, we're going to pull the trigger on this? Let's do it. He's like, last time we tried to turn you heel, they just cheered you anyways. Did you become a worse wrestler? I was like, I can.
Right. Well, you have to take away, like you said, anything cool. And then again,
literally take it all away.
Though, is like when you do heel the way I like it, eventually you just become cool. And again, a heel means bad guy. So we got to like, I keep
villain.
We brush over stuff.
What is it? There's the antagonist and protagonist.
Right. And the villain, again, he doesn't necessarily, he's not liked in the beginning, but for some reason, there's always that time where it's called the anti-hero.
Right.
Which is a great song by God forbid, but whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Talk music a little bit. The anti-hero, and again, to me, I think one of the ones that's in my head, because there's been so many good ones.
Right.
It's probably Rowdy Piper for me.
Dude.
You know?
Seriously, he was Stone Cold before Stone Cold was Stone Cold.
He became he was a heel because he was naturally a heel. And I think Colby's naturally a heel right now. He's one that I think people are starting to love to hate.
Right.
Have loved to hate when he's heel, sorry. And
but his in-ring work is so fucking good that's
where it's different than Rowdy Piper. Because
Roddy
Piper
would strip it down to. He didn't even
make
fucking
it boring.
Yeah, he would. That's what he would. He wouldn't do anything exciting. Punch, kick, eye gouge, fucking nothing exciting. Like
again, Nature Boy.
Yeah.
He literally raked the eye, and he would just slow the match down, and people would get pissed. What is this bullshit asshole?
First off,
then he would roll out of the ring every 5 seconds.
Oh, the fuck, dude! That, by the way,
shit.
that to this day, it's looked down upon because like you have a time limit and you're like you have so much time to do stuff. But if you stick to your time and you're telling a story to the crowd and they're into it, it doesn't fucking matter. But that powder, as we call it, like taking a powder, like get powder in my face.
Which might come from Gorgeous George because he literally did.
Hey, that's probably what it fucking. I mean, if I looked into it, that's probably where it fucking came.
That's where it came.
But like, you roll out of the ring like, hey, now I got 10 seconds out here. I can take my fucking time.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you audibled a fucking timeout until the baby face comes rolling out of the ring, and now you got to run from him.
One thing I will want to say too, especially on the heel thing, I have to go back to Rowdy Piper.
Yeah.
He took the risks that you are not supposed to do.
Oh my God,
Not only, there's 2 risks that I can think of right now. One is the 4th wall, which they call kayfabe, which means, watch out, kayfabe. That used to be a thing for pro wrestling. We've mentioned that a few times, so I think people might get that. But the second big one is just not being PC.
Oh, yeah, he was not.
So one thing that he did, you remember Coco
yeah.
Beware? Is it? No, not the one with the parrot.
Yeah, it was Coco Beware.
Yeah, Coco Beware. And he just did blackface.
No, that was actually with Bad News Brown.
Bad News Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, so he literally did blackface.
But they also did here's another thing that you're telling that story.
Yeah.
He did half blackface. He was like black or white.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter. Somebody put black shoe polish in with his paint. So that was there for a long fucking time.
Another lost thing
is ribbing.
It's called, okay, so explain the word.
Ribbing.
Another wrestling word.
Yeah, so like you don't do a joke. You're just fucking, ribbing people, especially when we were talking about Owen. Apparently, if anybody goes down the history of Owen Hart, he was a fucking, amazing, hilarious guy. An amazing ribber, too. He fucking ribbed the shit out of people. But you know what? You have to have those clowns around, man. Because, like, you're on the fucking road. Even if it's on you, you're like, a fucking day could be shitty, and somebody pulls a fucking prank on you, and you're like, you know what? That was actually pretty fucking funny.
Well, and again, that's life, especially at that time without cell phones.
Yeah, man.
Again, I don't really like that I can whip out my cell phone and be like, oh, I'm bored, so I'm going to watch. If I go to a bar, which is pretty rare by myself, I should say, pretty rare.
Right.
I'm not going to whip out my phone and just look at it. I'll look around and see if anybody randomly wants to talk. I'm still old school.
Yeah, man. Actually social.
Yeah. If you go to any restaurant around here, look around. You'll see just nothing but people on their cell phone. They're not in the moment. Right. And again, your cell phone is literally just a distraction, and they didn't have that.
No.
And we remember a time, because we're both 35, that you didn't have a cell phone. And even in the beginning when we did get a cell phone, which was like my mega talk bullshit.
My fucking Nokia. My fucking block Nokia that was like this big.
I mean, but it wasn't cool. Like,
no, it wasn't smart by any means. It was like, hey, I could text you and make a phone call.
Mm-hmm. So what he's saying is to break up the monotony back in the Dizzy, we're literally talking about the 80s, early 90s, especially with Rowdy Piper time, whatever. They had to create fun little things. And to them, again, people now would call this bullying. But I still think it exists with people that have thicker skin. We've talked about that.
Yes.
But yeah, they just fuck with each other.
Yeah.
It's the best way to say it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like, there's some fucking hilarious stories if you guys just, go down the road of looking up pro wrestling ribbing. Some of them can be bad, but some of them are pretty fucking hilarious as well.
SHug got a lot of ribbing.
Oh, God.
When he entered our group, and we've kind of made mention of that as well. Hopefully next weekend, which we're supposed to have at some time. I think it might have to be a Friday. I don't know.
Well, that's going to be tough because I'll be in Chicago.
God damn it. All right. Well, I don't know. We're going to talk more about it.
Saturday could happen because my show in Bluegrass literally is not till 9 p.m.
Oh, shit. Okay. That would be ideal.
Yeah.
Saturday,
and I can sober up before we go to the show.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, bruh has some sort of golf thing. Anyway, cut it. Nobody cares. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Obviously, if we have to do it Sunday, we have to do it Sunday. And that's the new thing is I have a job now. And again, I had a good little layoff. And this is the fourth wall. But I had a good layoff. It was nice. I got to set some of this stuff up. But I'm going to try my best to get these episodes out for you, especially the patrons and especially the people that are still supporting us. I'm going to try my best. You know, I know that it takes time, and that's really all it is. I have the skill, obviously, I think, to break it down in a different way. But that's life, you know. And again, we're wrestling with it.
Yeah, baby.
But back to what we were saying, people back then were bullies in a good way.
Yeah,
they wanted you to succeed. They would fuck with you, of course. Even when you were on TV, they were fucking with you in some way. Maybe they were in the back, and you could see them. And there was like certain crews, like Stone Cold was one of them that liked to tape his own matches and other people's matches. Yeah. And and again, we were talking about this too. I know we jump around a little bit, but let's get back to, especially green people. But green as grass, meaning newer. They're learning their craft. You never stop learning. But I want to say, though, especially with taping yourself, it's much easier nowadays because people go, like you said, Amanda puts up your matches.
Right.
Now you can see your full match in 2 seconds. You don't have to tape it.
Right.
But people used to have to do that, and then they had to get constructive criticism, which is now bullying for most kids.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. Is anybody who's fucking better than you is you, but also, all right, I've seen this happen. All right, so I've even actually been a part of it, being somebody who watched a match. So the thing is, to me, if somebody walked up to me that I fucking respected and known they'd been in the business for fucking longer than me, I'm actually still going to listen to them. Yeah. No matter what, like, I don't care if they ever made it on TV. I don't give a shit. Ace Steel walks up to me and goes, "Hey, man, if you would have done this and then this, man, that would have been so much better." I would fucking still listen.
Right.
So I walked up to two guys. I won't name their names, but they did a table spot. And I'm like, dude, that'd have been a perfect fucking finish. And the guy who did the table spot obviously like was still covering.
Mm-hmm.
Kick out. I'm like, okay, what's the finish? Oh, just a lariat.
Right.
What the fuck?
Makes sense if you were Stan Hansen.
Well, no, it still doesn't. It still fucking doesn't.
Move. I was making a joke.
Right. But still, the biggest fucking pop from the match should be the finish or go right into the finish. Like, that's how you tell a story, unless you want to be like one of those people you watch a movie, you're like, man, that ending was dog shit. Because then they will just shrug it off and be like, I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah.
That's stupid. And I fucking walked up and said it. And I was like, dude, why didn't you guys just finish with the table? It was like a better spot. It was like huge, like huge pop. Lariat got
nothing.
It got a little bit. Nothing compared to the fucking table. And one guy was like, nah, I fucking like it. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. All right. Well, I see where your career is going to go because you're not going to listen to people at all who have been doing this for a long time. And yes, sometimes you take your own fucking road. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, like, I'm not on TV, but I'm going to tell you right now, I fucking could have been.
Right.
I was that fucking good. And I'll still say it. And,
well, don't past tense it. You're already doing it again.
I know.
He's
but I mean,
on fire.
I meant like, I could have been on TV with all my peers with the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah.
Like, I could have been in that fucking crew because I wrestled 90% of those fucking guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but anyways, to just discredit somebody when they're talking to you is just like, come on, man. Like, dude, all right. But anyways,
That's
yeah.
the exact same thing, though. Again, we were just talking about constructive criticism. Even with this, obviously, if you guys and comment, if you're like, hey, you guys should do this, and it's something I haven't heard of, or, again, I'm getting to the point where I do have a set way that we're doing these episodes, but I don't necessarily have expertise in video. I do audio, I do music. I don't necessarily do this. So when I'm doing things, and if somebody's like, hey, by the way, you guys could do this, or maybe that camera angle is weird or whatever, I don't start crying. Constructive criticism is great, and I wouldn't react like that wrestler. I wouldn't be like, you don't know, whatever. But again, you do sometimes have what's called a baby, especially with music. You go, oh, this is my baby, and I don't want anybody to ruin it in some way, right? So if we can get to music, for me, it's like if you're in a band, which this has happened to me, so that's why I bring it up. If they came to me and said, hey, listen, we just want you to do this, right? And I wish I could have got more into this with Derek, because we were in a band together, and it did not work. It broke up, and there was a reason. It was because maybe, especially with all of us, I can't say just I could talk about just my portion, but there was a part where I wanted this song structure to be listenable, and when I say listenable, I mean like basic. I mean A B C, which is your bridge, back to A or B, whatever your chorus is. And
it's funny because we do the same thing kind of with pro wrestling. Like our steps in pro wrestling, some people do it the same thing alphabetically like that. So,
well, I was gonna say, even and I don't want to get into the beyond the fourth wall with pro wrestling. I was gonna say, if the double down was a table spot, then it would make sense for them to maybe continue. Some
of the smarts will get it.
The double down is too damn good, is what Trish. What the hell? I was about to say Trish Stratus. Hey, Shug. I finally got a buzz, Shug. I almost called you Trish Stratus.
Wow. You must be looking at me like, he's
looking good.
Goddamn good.
You are looking better, bud. You are definitely getting leaner and meaner. But no, what I was going to say with Shug, especially saying, hey, that was amazing, man. That part was amazing. You should you didn't have to end it there, but maybe you crawl back into the ring or whatever it was, or you're already in the ring.
Quick roll up right after. You didn't have to do a fucking move that wasn't as big.
Like, I always liked, you're both fucked up, and then one tries to roll up, but then the other one
rolls up the other one?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, fucking, all right, so one of my favorites, we've been talking
about. If there's a heel, he cheats, and he grabs the shorts.
One of my favorites I've been talking about is, we've been talking about the Hart family. When Owen beat Brett went to do the victory roll, which is one guy on top of the shoulders, and he rolls the other guy and grabs his legs.
Yeah.
Brett went to do it, and Owen stopped it and hooked him. Didn't even cheat. Beat him clean.
Nice.
And that match is fucking gold. WrestleMania 10. Brother versus brother. Owen Hart versus Bret Hart.
And I know a lot of wrestling fans are shitty. No offense, wrestling fans. I see that people post, and I think that was one of them, was look at these AEW assholes that are literally just copying Owen and Bret Hart, and it literally showed.
Fuck them.
And by the way, they did. Like, they did exactly what they did.
They did. It was that tag team, but guess what? Those fans that are saying that, fuck you. They're paying homage to a fucking hero in the business. Fuck you. That's all I'm going to say. Again,
I get that people just want to create content and they just want to make money on YouTube and whatever. But this isn't about money for me and Shug. No, we do this because we want to see each other, for one.
Well,
but
fuck
two,
yeah.
We also realize that we do have things that we can speak about. And again, we named it the gamut of what we usually speak about anyway. But you are shitty if you're the type of person that is just being like, hey, look at this art. It looks like, this is this other art, unless you're talking about music. Then I'm all on board because I want to hear your opinion. Oh, okay. Didn't that sound exactly like that? And then you put it next to it and you're like, shit. And it's kind of weird like that because we were talking about that
with Derek too, because sometimes it's subconscious. But those guys, this is the Owen Hart classic, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
They're paying homage to Owen. In the fucking match that you guys are talking shit about was fucking amazing. Fuck 'em.
Yeah. And again, stories are told differently, like throughout the generations. Right?
Yeah.
You could actually have, at one point, a running spot, and then an ending could happen at any moment in the beginning. Like, because a drop kick was a finisher, guys.
At one point, at one point in life, think of it, almost any move you see was somebody's finish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The DDT for me is hilarious. The DDT for Jake the Snake Roberts, who made it a thing, in my opinion, although it's happened before him, but I'm just saying he made it devastating.
Oh, yeah.
And his character was so devastating. Now he's also 6'7" and he's huge. Guys.
He's a dude, by the way.
And he was small at that time. You know,
I was on a show with him and DDP, which was fucking insane.
Awesome.
And I've told that story, I'm pretty sure.
You did. But let me finish that. So, okay, why is the DDT hilarious? Because Jake the Snake, I almost said Jake the Mistake. Shout out to Jake the Mistake. He made it into his character. It was almost, he literally talked about it, just like Stone Cold. Hey, I'm gonna give you a stunner. 1, 2, 3, brother. Whatever, he said, that became the thing. It's almost like now a DDT is just a conversation piece in wrestling. It's like,
sometimes
everybody does it, and again, I'm not saying that that's bad because like it's an evolution or a revolution, whatever you want to call it. And it evolves, and the moves that used to be devastating, not really as devastating.
Right. So, last night, I can do a prime example. I took a badass fucking spine buster from Dustin, which was fucking Arn's finish for fucking ever.
Right.
Besides the DDT, because Arn, all right, so Jake did DDT, but all right, I might be on the opposite side of the spectrum here. Yeah. Arn Anderson's DDT was better than Jake the Snakes Roberts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But anyways, Arn finished with Spinebuster a lot too. It wasn't always just the DDT. And I took a Spinebuster that got a huge pop.
Yeah.
And like falsy during a false finish, as we call it in pro wrestling. Everybody thought it was the finish.
Yeah.
And then later in the match, I hit a DDT to lead into my finish. Instead of covering him, DDT'd him to get up to basically just kick a motherfucker right in the head when he's on his knees.
Nice. It's always fun.
So yeah, the evolution of moves, it progresses. But at the same time, I think that a lot of pro wrestlers take even more liberties with moves nowadays that are, you know what I mean? Like, they will take a move that is still a fucking finish and just smoke it like 5 times in one match. Like a diamond cutter, RKO. You'll see on the independents, and it's not always the finish. It's like, dude, why? Don't fucking do that. It's still a huge fucking move in every aspect of pro wrestling. Why the fuck are we blowing this?
I get it. And again, I think you got to be a special type of person to make something nobody's ever seen. And it's really hard now because people have been manipulating other people's bodies, which is basically what pro wrestling is.
Oh my God,
for fucking centuries now. But I mean, it still can be done. I'm not saying that it's like music in a lot of ways. And I always try to compare the two on this show. And I think one of the biggest ones is there's like what I call the creative category, right? There's people that can play drums. I'll just make the example right now. There's drummers, and I have categorized, because I've worked with a lot of drummers now, what type they are. There's technical, which just means that they can technically do everything that you can think of, every type of beat. It doesn't mean it's like the greatest in the world. There's endurance, right? Which means that they actually can do that for quite some time without, fucking up. And then there's the biggest category, which is the really that molds all three, is creative drive. So say, for instance, you can do that beat, but can you make it yours? And that is what I always think about with pro wrestling is, yeah, you can do a DDT, but are you Jake the fucking snake and you have a snake? Okay. And then maybe, oh yeah, well, he's got a snake. Who cares? That's a gimmick. Yeah, that was
No,
it
wasn't a by the way, that was a real
snake though.
That was a real
that's the whole
fucking
thing.
snake.
It was a
every
real, no,
time.
it was a real snake, but I'm saying like he is
the way that
in your head.
the way that Jake Roberts,
Imagery.
the way that his character came across is like
he had the strength of a snake when he put you down with a DDT.
Yeah.
Also 6'7", 200,000 pounds. So the point is, he's not a fucking average male.
No.
But who did it just as great?
Arn Anderson.
You said Arn Anderson. I say Raven, who also loved
Jake the Snake.
So Raven also did it in a different way. His was like just quicker, maybe.
No.
I wouldn't say that. I think it was just his character. It's like he didn't care that he killed you, you know?
It was like, honestly, the way Raven would hook you was a lot slower than the way that Arn or even Jake hooked you. The way that Raven would hook you is like, I have you. I can take my time.
Yes.
Fuck you.
And he always did this.
Yeah.
Swipe
like, you know what I mean?
his
Like,
nose for no
it's
reason.
like one of those things where it's like, he knew he had you and he could take his time. It's like a serial killer or a fucking horror movie villain who has you right where he fucking wants you, then he kills you.
Yeah.
It's the slow kill.
Which was methodical. And again, I would say Jake the Snake, you know, he was slow too.
Well, no, Jake would hook it slow.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But like the drive was always faster than Raven's drive.
Well, I would also say though, like his promos were like slow and really
Jake did that on purpose. Like that's what I put over one time in a podcast that that one promo where Jake was like, when you're a great man, you're a strong man, and you don't have to speak loud for people to listen to you. And it's like you almost like you want to have everyone around you like, shut the fuck up so I can hear what he's saying.
Right.
Because, like, if you have that much pull that you can silence people to make them listen to you, that's a different kind of fucking grab, man.
Yeah, and he was creative.
Yeah.
And so I guess what I'm saying is, like, especially with that, I'm not, yes, you can be the most technical wrestler in the world. Guess what? Arn Anderson, technically great. You can be, well, man of 1,000 holds, brother. Who's that?
Dean Malenko.
Stinko Malenko. And guess what? Stinko didn't have, in my opinion, okay, obviously.
Not a lot of charisma.
Yeah. And again, there's but he was still creative. Like he did.
Oh my God.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very creative. But there is the fourth thing, which is that you have to have some sort of charisma about you. Yeah, you can play the drums, but do you play the drums like really cool and spin your hair or, you know, spit at people? I don't fucking know.
Just something to stand the fuck out, you know?
Are you playing drums and singing, which is incredibly hard? And
it's fucking insane.
I don't give a shit what people say about Don Henley. Great.
Right.
Like, but
wait,
again,
did Don Henley play drums?
Yeah, and he sang.
For Eagles? He played drums too?
Yeah,
shit. Well, Phil Collins did for Genesis as well.
I don't fucking know.
No, Phil Collins did for Genesis.
Yeah.
I don't know if Don Henley played drums for Eagles.
Fuck, I probably fucked that up.
But Phil Collins did for Genesis and sang.
Either way, yeah, there's the intangibles, you know, and again, there's people out there that are just going to be great no matter what. And that's kind of what I was getting at in the beginning, which is like, especially with guitar, some people will pick it up and literally just be able to do it. Well, this is Wrestling with Music and Life. Shug, do you have anything upcoming shows that you want to plug right?
We're going to plug, if you get this up soon, I have AAW July 15th. I have SCW in Bluegrass, Iowa, July 16th at the drive-in. The show starts at 9, so it only starts at 9 because obviously the sun has to be down. But the cool thing is, sit in your vehicle, bring your own chair, whatever you want to do, you'll still see us on the screen. And awesome. It's pretty fucking rad. That's cool as shit. But yeah, man, next week I'll tell you more. Just those are the two you want to stay on top of.
Hell yeah. And support the Patreon, man. Obviously, we have tiers there for everybody. The first one is $1. And as Shug always, I'll buy that for $1.
Fuck yeah,
You can buy
every
this
time.
for $1, and you can make it or break it. You can make us or break us. You know, you can literally make it to where we can do this more. We want to do this more, and we want to build, I don't know, some sort of army, whatever it is.
Hell yeah.
Maybe it's not knights in Satan's service, but, you know, it's somewhat cool.
It's funny. Hey, that's a Kiss reference.
It was a Kiss reference, and I just want to say, though, I do appreciate the people we already have, and I feel like you're with us for life. And
I hope so.
Put a comment down there. Make fun of us.
Yeah.
You know,
Because we jump all over the place sometimes. Like, yeah, we've already talked about that, but yeah.
And we're going to introduce more fools, and hopefully next weekend we'll introduce a new fella.
Here's the thing is new characters to new stories, obviously, which we were talking about, can be lovable even more than the originals.
Right. All right. Keep running up that hill, and I'll see you soon. I love you guys. Peace.
Now.